difficult was it to sit out last week, and then how excited are you to be able to be back this week?
It's always difficult to have to sit out and watch the team play, but it was a learning experience for me. And watching my guys go out and compete and come out with the win was good. And knowing that I'll be back this week makes it a lot better.
The hamstring still tight, or is that?
Nope, everything's healed up, 100% ready to go.
What was it before the MTSU game? Was it okay to go?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Is this as healthy as you've felt in a long time?
Yeah, this is as healthy as I felt since I first tweaked my hammy in fall camp, so I'm ready to go.
And probably been going back with a shoulder injury, probably years.
Uh, Shoulder didn't bother me too much.
You know?
Just not having to use my arms that much was just besides catching, but it was there. But the hamstring was definitely worse.
You guys made a lot about not beating Utah in 3 games and how badly you wanted to win. Is it the same level with Utah State, another in-state foe, or is it kind of a different feel to this?
It's a different feel, I'd say. I mean, it's still a rivalry game. It's still going to be competitive and intense and everything, but it's just a different feeling. But the intensity level is still there.
What do you remember about that 2010 game up there from Logan?
Left a bad feeling in my stomach, and the last couple of years we've had revenge on them, and hopefully we can keep the streak going.
Why have you guys had the success that you've had? Because really, I mean, BYU has dominated this series for a really long time. But since you've been here, what do you think has been the biggest reason for your success against the Aggies?
I think just being able to have an agile quarterback has been able to help us. When we had Riley, that helped, and just the ability to make plays. And last year we had Taysom and his ability to make plays as well, and I feel like that gives the receivers more time.
That game up in Logan was your first time up there. Were you surprised by maybe how passionate and excited the fans and I mean everyone was when you guys came in the stadium and played that game?
Yeah, it really caught me off guard. Just it's Utah State. You don't really think that they'd have a fan base like they do, and it's a really hostile environment. But that's college football, and I like playing there.
Longo said after the game that for you to not be suspended again, you had to do certain steps between you and him, and he said they were personal. But do you feel confident you can do those? Is it doable? Can you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like we came to a mutual agreement, and the test that I have to do will be, I'll be able to do them.
Do you feel like you were treated fairly in the 1-game suspension?
Yeah, I made a mistake, and I paid for it, so I got to keep going.
Was it good to see the pass game get going, start clicking a little bit better, even though you weren't able to be on the field? Good to see, Taysom be able to connect and hit a bunch of throws in a row.
It's always good to be able to see him complete passes, get his confidence level up, and hopefully we can keep building off that to every game and get continuously better.
As far as Utah State, their defense is pretty good. Like the challenge that they present. Last year was a real defensive struggle. I think the offense, like the opportunity the offense go out and show you can put more points than just 6 up on the board.
It's always going to be a struggle against them. It's just how rivalry games are, but we know that their defense is good and our defense is good, and I think it'll come down to which defense plays better. But either way, I think both offenses are going to get their points.
J.D. Falsliff grew up in that area. Has he had anything to say about this to you guys?
He hasn't really had to say much. We all know what it means. Just whenever we go to someone's hometown to play, you always know that there's so much more emotion there for them, and you want to play your all for them.
We haven't seen you return kicks, and now with Adam potentially not. Are you in the tryout for that again? Or?
I don't know. They haven't really said much to me. I mean, if they call me to do it, then I will. I like returning kicks, and I'll be glad to do it if Adam's not ready to play this weekend.
Beyond just the rivalry of this, I mean, how important it is for you guys, because you guys have lost and then won and kind of back and forth, just to kind of get consistency and get 2 wins in a row and kind of start putting some of the W's together.
We know this game is important, and that's a fact. We win and then lose, and being able to string 2 together would mean a lot, and hopefully it would really shape up the end of our season.
JD, after that game, really stuck up for Taysom and everything as far as, hey, it's everybody. It's not just Taysom if we struggle as an offense. Do you guys get a sense that it's just different being a quarterback? That there's just a different expectation or criticism that comes with playing that position as opposed to anywhere else on the field?
I feel like there's a lot of criticism with the quarterback position, and I feel like it's not fair. Whether it's receivers dropping balls and the quarterback will take all the criticism for making bad throws or something, and I feel like it's scrutinized so much, and I have a lot of respect for quarterbacks, for the ones that aren't perfect, and they have my respect because I know it's not easy.
Has your on-field timing with Taysom been any stunted because you haven't been able to play as much, or your health and everything?
I think it might have been during Texas because that was coming off an injury, but I feel like Utah, we started clicking, and I think it's only going to get better.
Talked to Michael Issa about some of the blue zone issues, and what he was saying is he thinks guys might be trying a little bit too hard, trying to do too much. Talked about his own fumble that way. Do you think that that's a concern, that sometimes guys are trying to do too much and that results in some of the mistakes, maybe some of the drops, some of those types of things, because guys are trying to, make too much out of their opportunities?
I feel like that happens all the time, whether it's in the blue zone or not, and that's why we have so many 3-and-outs. I think guys just try to think too much instead of just playing like they do, and once they figure out that it's not as hard as they think it is, we'll be a lot better.
Does that make a big difference that you're a senior, the experiences that just help you realize, hey, I can make a play. If I mess up, I'll get the next one, that, just having been there?
Just the fact that I've been there and knowing if I do drop it, which I know I've had drops, I just got to continue on to the next play and keep going, and can't let that previous play get to me, or else it'll cause a potential disaster the next play.